Are you ready for the final showdown here at the Hockenheimring? It's the last race of the DTM season 2025, and it's crazy. It's so exciting because we've got 7 drivers who are competing for the championship, only 13 points ahead, only 13 points between them. So it's absolutely crazy. I don't remember it ever being this tight and this exciting. And here we can see Thomas Preining coming in, getting the high five from all the kids. He is only 3 points ahead of Lukas Auer. That makes him the second in the championship at the moment. And then we've got René Rastus pass by. And now we've got the man who's leading the championship, and that is Luki Auer. So it's going to be super tight. You do not want to miss this race. So let's do this. And yeah, before I grab all the drivers, here are your commentators.
Fantastic. Thank you, Verena. Welcome, everybody, to the culmination of 6 months of racing, 15 rounds so far, and that is the situation at the top of the table. 7 drivers, basically almost a third of the field, could still win this championship. 25 points up for grabs for a race win. The top 15 score points, and there are only 13 points between Lukas Auer, Thomas Preining, René Rast, Maro Engel, Arjun Guan, Jordan Pepper, and Jack Aitken. It all boils down to this one race. And the crowd here are building the sense of anticipation that we have. A massive crowd here, all on the grandstands overlooking the finale part of the lap. We've got a packed grid here, and it's absolutely buzzing. It took me a while to walk to the commentary box. There are so many people here, and they have attracted a huge crowd, as you can see there in the grandstands, all ready to see what unfolds in what promises to be another dramatic race. Round 16 of DTM 2025, the finale coming up. The German national anthem plays here at Hockenheim. A sense of occasion, a sense of anticipation. Do you want to be entertained? Well, you come to the right place, everybody. Strap yourselves in for the next couple of hours, because this is going to be brilliant. We've got 2 Austrians, 2 Germans, 1 driver from Turkey, 1 driver from South Africa, and 1 driver from Great Britain. And only one of them is going to be successful and the champion at the end of this. Let's go down to the grid now and catch up with Verena.
And I'm here with the motorsport boss of the DTM, of the ADAC, Thomas Voss. And this season has been so incredibly exciting, and it still is, because today we're going to find out who the champion is. We've got full house, and I mean, all in all, is this what you were dreaming about?
Yes, of course. As a race series promoter, that's it, what you're working for, the complete year. And crowds and 7 competitors out of 24 can be champion in almost 1.5 hours. This is what we're dreaming of.
Absolutely, we all think it's so absolutely exciting. And also we've got exciting news about Pirelli, so fill us in there.
Yes, they will continue as tire supplier for DTM for the next years, and also for GT Masters. And they will produce a special DTM control tire for next years, and I think this is what DTM needs for a great future.
Great news there, Thomas. Thank you so much. Let's cross our fingers. It's going to be a super tight and exciting race. Thank you.
Thank you.
And back to the commentators.
Thanks, Verena. Yeah, great to learn that in the press conference a couple of hours ago. The tyre specifically made for the DTM. Designed in Italy, it's going to be made in Germany as well, ready for the 2026 season. Less than 10 minutes away then from the start of the race. Chris Hartley and Brian Oliver here in the commentary box. Brian, I can't believe the season's almost over, but I think we're about to go out with a bang.
It's a major explosion, I should think. Such a big crowd here, lots of cheering. Isn't it crazy to think that potentially in about an hour and 10 minutes, we'll know who the champion is going to be? It's a question that we've been asking all season long. Is it going to be that man there? It's got quite a steep mountain to climb this afternoon, but certainly not out of the question. But yes, the tension is so high in the air.
Absolutely. Right, let's get some more of the atmosphere down on the grid with Verena.
And now I'm here with Lukas Auer, who is the leader of the championship, who is in an interview right now. So that's a little bit not so good. But we're going to try to grab some of the other drivers. So back to you.
No worries, Verena. Yeah, it's pretty hectic down there, and these drivers trying to focus on the championship, the race ahead, the battle that's going to happen, and it is going to be a battle, but they've got all these media duties to do. Everybody wants to speak to them. It's a challenge mentally for these drivers to try and cope with this as well. They just want to now start to focus on the job ahead. And in amongst all these championship contenders, you've got some drivers that couldn't care less about the championship standings. They just want to try and get some silverware, including Gilles Magnus, who has banged the Aston Martin on pole position. A magnificent effort in this morning's qualifying session. He did a couple of really good laps as well. And you got Ben Green as well, who starts third on the grid. That could be interesting to watch in the race. Right, back to Verena.
All right, and now finally we've got him here, Luki Auer. Wow, you're the championship leader. Only 3 points behind you is Thomas Preining. 7 drivers within 13 points. You told me yesterday already you haven't been sleeping very well the last days. How do you feel right now? I mean, the title is so close. One more race to go.
So first of all, today I slept really well. But no, today is all or nothing. 9 is a good position to start, and we will move forward.
You will move forward coming from 9, and I mean, obviously you're the leader, so that's the best position for you. How tough is it going to be? I mean, Hockenheimring is a tough one anyway, and how does the pressure on the shoulders feel?
No, it will be a tough one, and important to have a good start, clean first lap, and then will be a wild race.
Right, a wild race. Thank you so much. Best of luck, Luki, and back to you.
Thanks very much, Verena. Yeah, Lukas Auer, who has walked away from every round of the championship, with the exception of the first round at Oschersleben, with the championship lead. He's lost it a couple of times on a Saturday. He's always walked away since then with the advantage, with his nose in front. He's only ever been by a few points, but he keeps finding a way. He found a way yesterday, despite having his worst grid of the season. From 17th on the grid, he managed to make some progress, got 12th place, got enough points just to stay in the championship lead. Can he have this record completed now of being in the points in every single race of the championship? And what about if there's a tie in points? That could happen as well. If that's the case, if any drivers tie on points for the championship lead or any other positions within the championship, you count back who's got the most wins out of those drivers. And if they've got the same amount of wins, then you go back to who's got the most second places and so on and so forth. That might come into play. The points you picked up in qualifying, all the points you think back about across the course of the season that you lost in various incidents, various problems, they all come into your mind. But essentially, it just comes down to this one race, this 55-minute plus 1 lap race. And, of course, the 2 mandatory pit stops, Brian, which I'm sure are going to play a key factor today as well.
Yes, as if we needed any more stress. We've got an additional pit stop to yesterday as well. So this is really putting the emphasis on the team as well. They've got to perform when the cars come in. We've seen it at every round pretty well this season, where pit stops have gone wrong, or indeed pit stops have gone really right, and it's elevated or demoted a driver up and down the pack. So this is a team sport, and on a Sunday especially, that is highlighted.
Well, the top 3 in the championship, mixed results in qualifying. Lukas Auer, 9th. He was 20th until the last moments of the session, but he put a lap in, got 9th on the grid, better than yesterday. 2nd in the championship is Thomas Preining. He's back in 11th, and 3rd in the championship is René Rast, who's ahead of them them in 5th. But the best of the championship contenders in terms of qualifying, and you're looking at all these contenders now, was Arjen Nguyen, who equalled his best ever qualifying in the DTM. There is Thomas Preining, who had that win yesterday, and it was his teammate Arjen Nguyen that qualified on the front row, 2nd place on the grid behind Gilles Magnus. It's Hockenheim, it's round 16, it's the finale. 7 drivers, 1 championship trophy, 1 last chance to make an impression. Welcome everybody to Hockenheim, the culmination of 6 months of racing. Let's take a look at the circuit. So it's just over 4.5 kilometres long. We've now had 63 races in the DTM around this venue since 1984. 17 turns, a mixture of fast corners, tight hairpins, high-speed bends, high-speed straights. Last year, celebrations galore for Mirko Bortolotti. He became the first Italian to win the DTM for 35 years. A season-long battle with Kelvin van der Linde. Kelvin had got his nose in front coming into the final day of the season, having had a brilliant win on the Saturday, fending off Lucas Auer. Luca Engstler won the race, but Mirko Bortolotti finished 2nd, and that was enough to celebrate the championship title. Donuts galore in front of the South Tribune, and a big roar for the Italian. Who will it be this time? 7 of them could win it, 6 of them are going to be disappointed. We're all going to be thrilled. Chris Hartley and Brian Oliver here in the commentary box to talk you through the race to come. This is the grid. Fabio Scherer starts at the back with Nicola Bartz for company. Arjun Maini and Max Powell are on row 11. Then on the 10th row, Nicky Tim and Luca Engstler, who both charged through from loaded grids yesterday in the wet. Ricardo Feller on the podium yesterday, 18th on the grid today. Marco Wittmann out of the running now, 17th. Ben Durr and Maro Engel next up. Bad qualifying for Maro, one of the key contenders. Timo Glock and Tom Callender on row 7. Mirko Bortolotti, the outgoing champion, and former champion Thomas Preining, 2nd in the points next up. Thierry Vermeulen and championship leader Lucas Auer up next. Then into the top 8, Jordan Pepper. Didn't get any points yesterday. Maurice Skuring is trying to wrap up the rookie championship. Jules Good on 6th. René Rast in 5th place. And then Jack Aitken and Ben Green in the 2 Ferraris. And then it's the Porsche of Arjen Nguyen starting 2nd. And Gilles Magnus with the first ever pole position for him, for the team, come to you racing in their debut season of the DTM, and of course for Aston Martin. So history has already been made. This is, in more than 40 years of DTM championship competition, the closest finish that we have ever had. 7 drivers out of 24, nearly a third of the field could still win this. 25 points up for grabs, and 13 points covering the whole lot of those 7 championship contenders. Maro Engel with a really good day yesterday, 4th in the championship, 4th in the race, the best Mercedes yesterday, but qualifying did not go his way. He's got to try and find a way from 15th on the grid. Thomas Preining from 11th on the grid, but he'll be buoyed by the fact that his teammate was quick enough to qualify near the front at 2nd place for Jan Nguyen. The championship leader, Lucas Auer, he has got to try and manage this situation now with his nose in front. He doesn't necessarily need to win or get a podium. He does need to keep the points advantage. Jordan Pepper was gutted yesterday after making contact with Ben Durr on lap 1 in the rain, span out, hit the wall, and didn't score any points. He was 2nd in the points, just 7 adrift of Lucas Auer coming into the weekend. René Rast has already announced this weekend that he won't be back with us in 2026. Danke René, it says, and the car signed because he is trying to wrap up a 4th championship, an absolute legend of the sport. He's going to continue racing. He hasn't said that he won't ever be back in the DTM. And the Mexican waves start, Brian, in what is a very busy grandstand.
It's such a bizarre mix of atmospheres. There's a party, end of season feel about it. There's excitement, but my heart is racing as well. The grid has now cleared. It's just the drivers, 1 engineer. They're alone with their thoughts. Now they're trying to get themselves in the zone. All the hype is now disappearing. They're focusing on what's ahead.
So, if you think you're nervous, Brian, think about the drivers and think about the teams. Think about those guys that have got to get through 2 pit stops in this race. 2 mandatory pit stops. We're on slick tyres. The rain that's been showering on and off all day is away at the moment. The track is dry, but it's still going to be slippy offline. You definitely don't want to go off on the grass. It's like a quagmire in parts after the huge amount of rain that we had yesterday. And there is a new sight for everybody. And Aston Martin on pole position. Absolutely brilliant effort by Gilles Magnus, the team with their chance now to get their first silverware.
Countdown for green flag and leading car 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Green flag and leading car go.
The calm before the storm. Green flag waves, cars head off onto the formation lap. In 4.5 kilometers time, they will hit the trigger, pull the trigger, and unleash over 550 brake horsepower, times 24. There'll be a roar, there'll be a rolling start. There'll be one last battle, one last fight for the championship. We've had 15 different drivers on the podium now, after Maurice Skuring got his first podium yesterday. And we've had 7 different race winners. The most wins this season, if it counts back to it, the driver that starts second on the grid. Arjen Guin already proved yesterday, Brian, when he had that big fight with Maro Engel and René Rast, that he's up for this.
Yes, and he has a habit of just sneaking up there when nobody's noticing. Well, starting on the front row of the grid, everybody's noticing. Lucas Auer just there, but he will be aware that his nearest challenger in the points, Thomas Preining, is directly behind him. Preining will want to get the jump on that opening lap. So there's 2 formation laps here because we've had a lot of rain around and the track is a little bit greasy in places, so 2 formation laps. But the preparation is really important here because they're going to need all the grip and all the stopping power that they can get when they head into turn 1 at racing speed for the first time.
So, side stories in this, the Rookie Championship. 2 drivers can win the Rookie of the Year Championship after the points from qualifying this morning. Maurice Skuring is on 389, Bendo is on 378. There's 11 points between them. And Durr's maximum that he can get, if he's the highest placed rookie, is 403 points. Skuring only needs to score 14 points to get to that total. He's got more wins, 6-4 as well, if there's a count back. So by my maths, if he's one of the top 3 rookies in this race, whatever Ben Durr does, Maurice Skuring is going to be this year's rookie champion. The team's championship has already been decided in favour of Manthey, who recaptured the championship that they last won in 2023. And the pit stop challenge has already been won by Winwood. The manufacturer championship is still open though, and it's between Mercedes and Porsche. And by my reckoning, Mercedes need to score 27 points to get to a total that cannot be caught by Porsche. And that's only if Porsche have the perfect day with a win and a second. Your top 2 cars from each brand are the cars that count. We've had a balance of performance change since qualifying this morning. 5 kilograms heavier are the BMWs, 5 kilograms heavier are the Porsches, 20 kilograms lighter Lamborghini, 15 lighter the Mercedes, and the Aston Martin has had a reduction in its boost, the turbo, from low to mid-range. So those are the tweaks that have happened. There's Hockenheimring, Arjen's dad. We've seen there's Torsten Schubert involved in this fight. He knows what it's like to be in a fight. Can René, he's still got the cup of tea on the go. René Rast, his now sole hope to win the Drivers' Championship. Schubert's second in the team's championship, but can't catch Manthey now. We saw earlier Andy and Petra, the mom and dad of Thomas Preining. You've already seen him wrap up 1 championship in the DTM back in 2023, and of course seen him winning the Porsche Carrera Cup, seen back when he was a junior, many karting titles as well, including the European Karting Championship. So they are in a familiar position, nerves, tension, and yeah, just a reminder that we've got these 2 mandatory pit stops in the race, 1 near the start of the race and 1 near the end. So the first pit stop between the 10th and 25th minute of the race, and the second pit stop short. It's only 6 minutes long, the window, between the 39th and 45th minute. So after that second pit window closes, there will only be 10 minutes of racing left to go. 55 minutes plus 1 lap of racing. And we're almost there. The car's about to head towards turn 12, ready to get things underway proper with this final race of the season. Are you a fan of nerves, tension, drama, stress, entertainment? Well, we've got it all, and we've had it all season, and we're going to give you, I think, 1 last dose for the next hour. Strap yourselves in, everybody. Welcome to the World Mathematics Championship, because that's going to be a key thing as well. My spreadsheet's going to be on fire by the end of this race. Every overtake is going to have an effect on the championship, and it's, I'm sure, going to swing one way then the next, and will the weather play a part as well, with some dark clouds around. You are at Hockenheim. We are here. Everybody's ready to go. And we're almost there, Brian, ready for this final race of 2025.
Because the extra formation lap, the clock is ticking already, so we're down to 52.5 minutes before we find the identity of the DTM champion of 2025.
Gilles Magnus on pole, Lucas Auer leading the championship, 6 others trying to beat him to the title. Here we go. It is round 16 of DTM 2025, and Aston Martin on pole position for the first time. What can Gilles Magnus do? Alongside him, Adrian Guin, determined to try and get his 5th win of the season. The lights go out, and the season finale is underway. Charging towards the first corner, contact with René Rast at the back of the Porsche of Adrian Guin, side by side for 3rd place. They all go out wide. Aston Martin and Gilles Magnus holds on to the lead of the race, and then you've got Jan Guin in 2nd, 3rd just about is René Rast. Ben Green is hanging on for 4th place by a thread. Jules Guin trying to come around the outside of him. Jack Aitken is on the other side of him as well. And Jordan Pepper just behind the pair of them, one of the 7 championship contenders. Perfect start though for Gilles Magnus. Here comes René Rast in, for the time being at least, his final DTM race. And he goes through into 2nd place, coming out of the Parabolica. Now he'll have to defend though, because Adrian Guin is going to dive at the inside of him into the Spitzkehrer. They both go wide, and Jack Aitken gets past the pair of them. Contact with Ben Green, René Rast into a half spin. Timo Glock has had a spin as well, and Rast is going to plummet all the way to the back of the field, and he's going to be out. Damage to the front right corner. That's it, game over. René Rast will not be this year's champion. Side by side though between Adrian Guin and Jack Aitken. You're on board now with the Turkish driver, who's just about hanging on to 2nd place, and that's all brilliant news for the Aston Martin of Gilles Magnus. Is miles in front, Guin in 2nd, Aitken in 3rd. Pepper, you're on board with him now in 4th place, and the safety car is going to be deployed. And then right behind, look, a decent start for Lucas Auer. He's made up some positions in the first part of the race. Safety car comes out, an explosion of action in that first lap of the race.
Right, well, 1 contender eliminated. We're down to 6. That man there, before his, whether it's brief or permanent retirement from DTM, you can see how much it means. He's there with his head in his hands. He knows that the chance of that 4th title is over for this year and for the foreseeable future. That moment there, Ain Changun, the late break into the hairpin, and it was Ben Green who got into the back of the BMW, and then it was game over. Yeah,
it was another Ferrari that caused the damage in the end for Mullen as he went through. He stayed out of the way. He knew he was going to get dive bombed by Guin. As he came back on, he got clipped by Ben Green, who had nowhere to go. Ben couldn't avoid the BMW. The BMW tipped into a half spin, and then of course the pack was upon him, and I reckon it was Thierry Vermeulen in the number 69 Ferrari that again had nowhere to go, that crashed into the side of Rast as he came past and did that damage to the front suspension. This is him staying out of the way. No actual contact here, but then the contact coming as he tried to get back online. Like bumper cars after that on board with René Rast, and at this point he realises he's pressing the pedal to go and the car is not moving and he's got a problem. Here's how it looked from Jan Guin's point of view. That was the contact with Ben Green and René Rast. Again, just nowhere to go, really. It was all triggered, wasn't it, by that initial incident.
I absolutely smashed from behind. It's so stupid. I don't know why he did this. Sorry, guys. It's really...
It's Ben Green on the team radio. He got a hit as well, didn't he? He was contact with Jules Guin, actually. So Guin hit Green, then Green hit Rast.
Lucas Auer did well to stay out of that, but actually he's come out of it in 5th place. Thomas Preining in 7th, so championship contenders towards the front. There's René Rast climbing from the car. His body language says it all. This is not how we wanted to exit the DTM. He gives a thumbs up. Not sure whether that is sarcastic or not, but a clap to somebody driving past, and he then disappears behind the barrier. His season is now over in the DTM.
Right, let's catch up now with Verena down in the pit lane.
So I'm here with Ben Green. Your race ended. There was a duel between René Rast and Guven. You were behind them. You kind of got pushed. And so what exactly happened from your point of view?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who it was, but someone came from miles back and just hit me with such a closing speed. It sent me into the car in front that was already 10 metres ahead of me. So I just think it's really stupid driving for the first lap of the last race of the season. Just very disappointing.
And also because of this incident, René Rast, one of the championship contenders, is out of the race. There was nothing you could do because you were pushed?
No, I really feel bad for René because, you know, no one wants to see someone go out like this, especially when they're fighting for a championship. But I got hit so hard behind, I hit my head on the seat. It was stupid. It's just really out of control.
Okay, thank you very much, Ben. Big shame, and back to you.
Yeah, ultimately a massively frustrating weekend that for Ben after the great qualifying he had.
It's chaos.
Yeah,
just about sums it up.
That's about right.
Right.
Jules Gounon is the other car under investigation of that incident.
Maths news, I was just about to come to this. As it stands, Andrew Gounon is going to be the champion by a point, by 1 point. Massive long way to go. But Gianni's on course for 20 points. Lucas Auer is 5th with a good start from 9th, but he's only on course for 11, so it'd be a 187 for Gounon, 186 for Auer if it were to finish like this. 181 for Preining. Has also made up some ground, hasn't he, up to 7th place. Just a chain reaction, all of that, really, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of cars fighting into the hairpin. I mean, Jules Gounon looked like he was just the meat in the sandwich, really. That was the view from René Rast, a big thump. But all the cars charging into the hairpin, we knew that with a lot of the drivers with nothing to lose, they were going to go for it. And that opening lap, particularly coming off the Parabolica, the heavy braking, the first gear hairpin, it's an opportunity to make places, but it's where we see so many things going wrong. And there again, a replay of René Rast giving a thumbs up.
I'd say it was quite sarcastic.
Yes,
though.
maybe.
Oh, it's such a shame to go out like that. He's been an absolute star, hasn't he? 31 race wins in DTM, 59 podiums, 26 poles. And I'm afraid it ends for now like that. Back down to Verena.
And I'm here with Andreas Roos. He's the director of BMW Motorsports. What a crazy beginning of the race and so unfortunate. Tell us about it, how you see it.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate because at the end, I mean, René did really amazing job the whole weekend. Today also in qualifying, he had a good start, already made his way up. What happened in the hairpin, I have to say, I can't understand because this is not the way we want to race in the last race for the championship. So at the end, I'm really sad for René, for the whole team, for BMW and also Team Schubert. I think we had a fair chance to fight for the title. It was nice to see so many cars in the title game. Unfortunately, we are out, and I'm really sorry. But to be honest, it's not what I like to see in the first lap, and especially in this corner.
And I guess it's even more dramatic because it's also René's last year in the DTM. That's not the ending anybody wanted for him.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, it would have been nice to have a good fight in the last race for the championship, and maybe it would have worked out, maybe not. But to end it already, not even in the first lap or in the first lap, is really a shame.
Thank you very much, and back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a real shame to go like that. And yeah, it was all looking so good, wasn't it? Initially, he got himself up to 2nd, but he knew Jan was going to have a go. Jan has to have a go. He dives down the inside. They both go deep into the corner. Andrew Gounon can't really slow down because he's gone so late into the corner, but he's got to go for the move, understandably. Rast actually stays out of his way. They both get through the corner, but it's as they kind of rejoin the group, then with some contact with 2 other cars behind, then the contact with René Rast, who's trying to get back in, and it was all concertinaing up, and that is often what happens when you get a hairpin. They're the slowest corners on a racing lap, but they're the ones that have the most incidents normally.
Oh, the tension when you've been building the adrenaline all day, and then the disappointment of going out on the first lap. But we've got Gilles Magnus leading a race. Iron Chain Gounon, now net championship leader, Maurice Schöring on Team Radio.
Prepare for the restart, no overtaking before you cross the finish line, and let's go racing, mate.
Good. Safety car in this lap. First pit window postponed, as they can do if a safety car comes out. And Gilles Magnus, slightly annoyed that his nice big 2-3 second lead that he had has been reduced to nothing. He's now got a green missile breathing down his neck in the shape of Andrew Gounon, looking to become the first ever Turkish driver to win the DTM Championship in more than 40 years of history. Jack Aitken in 3rd, Jordan Pepper with a really good start to this race, got through the trouble in 4th. Also up the order, Lucas Auer from 9th to 5th place, Thomas Preining in 7th place. And in between Auer and Preining, the top 2 in the championship, you've got Jules Gounon, and Preining now trying to go around the outside of the Frenchman, and he's done it as well. So it's 6th place now for Tommy Preining, and we know what Tommy's going to do. He's going to fight until the absolute bitter end But the top two make their way out of Parabolica, and we got a penalty lap 3 times for causing a collision for Arjun Maini. That's for the collision, the separate collision at this corner that happened further back with Timo Glock. Squeezing up in that mid-pack. The top 5 have got away, and then corking the bottle at the moment is that Grello Porsche of Thomas Preining, with Lucas Auer having fed his way through as well to gain another place. Ricardo Feller has made a tremendous start to this race as well. He's up there in the top 10 and going side by side with Marco Wittmann, who's just here to race now. He got with the championship, so those two could be interesting to watch. Race control, we go on board with Thomas Preining now. Looking back, there's confirmation of that 3 visits through the penalty zone coming out of the hairpin for Arjun Maini, which is going to equate to a loss of about 15 seconds once you add them all up. So difficult weekend for HRT and the Mustangs, although Fabio Scherer has made up some ground from the back of the field. He's up to 17th place overall. You're looking back from Maro Engel to Jules Gunon, 2 teammates here for Winward as they battle away on the edge of the top 10 and into the pits as the pit window opens now. This delayed pit window come several drivers, 4 of them including Ricardo Feller, who had this excellent start to the race. So he comes in. Thierry Vermeulen has come in early as well. Luca Engstler, Arjun Maini, Nicky Tim, Ben Durr in as well. So a race between the pit crews now to see who can get out of here and be the leading pit stopper. 2 work on one side on the tyres, 2 on the other. 1 holds the oil pot, 1 holds the air jack in place. That's the stationary person there. As soon as he pulls out the nozzle, the compression goes, the car is dropped down, and a good pit stop. He's somewhere in the region of 7.5 seconds. A really good one is sub 7 seconds, and an amazing one is sub 6 seconds. Arjun Maini has to sit and wait for the queue to come past, and out they go. With Bender at the back of that queue now in terms of these pit stoppers. So they rejoin Ricardo Feller, the leading pit stopper at the moment, but the race leader Gilles Magnus is just coming up into the first stadium section in turn 8, and we got another penalty lap as we look at this close. Oh, we have to wait actually for that tyre to get out of the way, didn't he, Arjun Maini? We have got Jules Gunon now in trouble as well, haven't we, Brian?
And I think that might have been something to do with the incident on lap 1 of the race. So Jules Gunon's going to have to visit the penalty box. That's not going to help him at all. I was about to say, before the pit window opened, Thomas Preining, remember, he's carrying 20 kilos of success ballast. That's the penalty for winning a race in DTM. He's got to carry that for this race, and he won yesterday. Looks to me like he's struggling a bit for pace because Tom Callender is monstering him. Callender in 7th place, and if he could get in front of Thomas Preining, that would help Callender's teammate a big time in the championship hunt. Right, we've got more cars peeling off into the pits. It's Marco Wittmann who's next to come in for his stop.
So Gunon at the moment on course to win the championship by a single point. With 187 as it stands, but it's all going to get mixed up now with these pit stops. Auer in 5th place would miss out on the championship by a point. He's already been a championship runner-up in 2022. Gunon's looking to become a champion for the first time. Here is the penultimate pit stop of the season then for Schubert, for Marco Wittmann. Just the 1 car left in the race now. Marco is dropped down off the jacks with a really good stop. Sub 6 seconds, 5.9 seconds for Marco Wittmann. Tom Callender's having a good race here as well. You know, he's up to 7th place at the moment. Maro Engel from 15th on the grid, currently running in 8th place. I know some of them ahead of him have already made their pit stops, but Engel giving it large here with Callender just in front of him, and Gunon going through the penalty box now for his 1 visit. So he loses 5 seconds and loses about 8 places as a result of that. He's going to tuck in behind Maurice Scuring, who incidentally is one of the top 3 rookies in this race, which is enough to wrap up the rookie standings. He's ahead of Ben Durr anyway on the road. So Scuring on course after his overall podium yesterday for the rookie title provisionally.
So Thomas Preining in that 6th place. His last lap was a 1:39.279, so about half a second slower than Gilles Magnus at the front of the pack. Tom Callender was challenging, but now he is being challenged by Mauro Engel. So Engel's made good progress from a long way back. Of course, he's still yet to do his first stop, but he's up into 8th place at the moment.
A bit tricky this for Tom Callender because he's got a Mercedes behind him as Preining comes in, but the Mercedes that's behind him is from a different team, from Winward, and Tom Callender's teammate is who? Lucas Auer. It's all related because Lucas Auer in World Challenge GT racing is the teammate to Maro Engel. So he doesn't know what to do in this situation, Tom Callender, but he's got Engel all over him. So Preining comes in. We've got Mirko Bortolotti in, and after serving his penalty, Jules Gounon, I think, was probably switched his tactics and come straight in as well. It was the pit stops yesterday. It did for Jules Gounon when the front left wouldn't go on. He did a very slow lap to try and get the car back to the pits with a wheel that was loose. It became detached when he got back to the pits. The team got a €2,000 fine for an unsafe release, and Jules retired and dropped out of the championship fight. So Preining is released away.
6.3.
6.3, very good pit stop for them, as always, really, for Manthey. So he's out, and then Mirko Bortolotti is going to just slot in behind Marco Wittmann, isn't he? So Preining's the leading pit stopper, from Wittmann, from Bortolotti, from Auer, and then Gounon, and then Ixler's right behind him. So that's the group that have made their pit stops. But through Parabolica, Thomas Preining, as you would expect, because he was ahead of all those anyway, is the leading pit stopper. This is the actual leader, Gilles Magnus, doing a fantastic job, the Belgian driver, Gold Cup champion in GT World Challenge last year. Remember, this is only the third season of GT racing of any kind for Come To You Racing, and it's their first in the DTM. Their pit stops have been excellent this season. They're always looking to improve, and they found a way. It was quick yesterday in the dry, remember. He started on the third row of the grid. The race sort of fell away from him in the wet conditions, but in the dry, that Aston has been going really well all weekend long. Now, look at this, a fight for first place of those that have made their pit stops. Marco Wittmann couldn't care less about championship points anymore, just wants to try and get a race win here. He's first of the season, and the BMW powers past the Porsche to get ahead on the run up into turn 7. So they go through there, and already, look, pulling away now pretty rapidly is Marco Wittmann, with his tyres already up to temperature. A Scherer and Schuring now coming to the pits.
Yeah, Wittmann absolutely blitzed him, didn't he? There was no effort there getting past. Right, Schuring comes in, as you say, and Fabio Scherer. So the Manthey Junior team get to work. Rear tyres first, and then the front. They are so good at the pit stops, and that looked very slick to me. That was a 6.6. That was a very good stop.
Superb. Nose to tail as they come out of the pits. Nose to tail as they go around the outside at turn 1 are Thomas Preining and Ricardo Feller. Ricardo and the Land Motorsport team have been a sensation in the last couple of rounds of the championship. He's looking for his third podium on the trot. Coming from a lower grip position this time, though, Ricardo Feller, and not yet able to squeeze past Thomas Preining, who, remember, has got all this weight on the car from winning yesterday. As Brian said, 20 kilograms of success ballast, plus the Porsche's got another 5 kilograms on top of that of BOP ballast, and he can't prevent the Audi from coming through. But remember, he's also got 10 kilograms of extra weight on the car, Ricardo Feller, having finished second in yesterday's race. So Wittmann in the green BMW for Schubert, the leading pit stopper. Then it's the Audi of Feller, and then down to third of the pit stoppers now is Thomas Preining. So he's lost a couple of places net, hasn't he? Because both of those drivers were behind him before the pit stops began.
Yes, the quick pit stops really paying off. That looks like Tom Callender peeling off into the pits for his stop. So that'll be 8 more cars yet to make their stop, including Gilles Magnus, Ayhancan Guyen, Jack Aitken, Jordan Pepper keeping himself well in there, up in 4th place. Lucas Auer still yet to come in, as well as Maro Engel. So the window is open for another 7 minutes, so plenty of time still for these cars to come in.
I think we're about to see Maro Engel get his head down, because he's probably pretty pleased that Tom Callender's out of his way now, having gone into the pits. Next target, catch up to Tom's teammate, which is Lucas Auer, of course, in 5th place in the pink Mercedes there, the BWT branded car, just coming down towards the Spitzkehrer. Jack Aitken very much hanging on to Ayhancan Guyen in this battle for 2nd place, but they're both losing out to the Aston Martin of Gilles Magnus, who is on course for what would be a magnificent race win, albeit we're not even halfway into the race yet, but the pace is very good, and Gilles is a very competent driver. So excellent job done, and we know their pit stops have been good. They've been mixing it this year with some of the much more experienced teams in terms of their average pit stop times, which has been excellent. Caught up with the team boss after qualifying, and he was absolutely buoyant the way they've improved, and a big smile on his face, and he was ready for the fight to see if they could get their first silverware of the season. So Magnus goes through, and then in 2nd place and on course at the moment for the title by a point is Ayhancan Guyen. Jack Aitken 3rd, Jordan Pepper 4th, Lucas Auer 5th, Maro Engel 6th. So in terms of the top 6, Brian, everybody except for the race leader, they're all championship hopefuls.
They are, and indeed the race leader has been setting quickest times of anybody in Sector 2 fairly consistently, but the quickest man on the track is Marco Wittmann.
Push and fight for position.
So Tom Callender, having had his stop, now fighting with Ricardo Feller. So that is for what, net third place amongst the stoppers. But of course, we've still got 7 cars ahead of them that are yet to come in. So there is Tom Callender. Remember, teammate to Lucas Auer, the driver leading the championship coming into this race. There's our race leader. He's opened up a gap, Gilles Magnus, about 1.795 from Ein Cheng-Gun last time across the start-finish line. So a lot of power in that Aston Martin, still popping in purples in the longest sector on the circuit, which is sector 2. Ein Cheng-Gun staying very much in touch. Jack Aitken, Jordan Pepper, Lucas Auer there. But Mauro Engel, I think when all the pit stops are done and dusted, I have a feeling that Mauro Engel is going to come out of this quite well, because he's made really good progress. He's staying in touch with the lead pack.
Nicola Bart has come in the other Aston Martin and has had a 7-second dead pit stop. Now, come to you racing. You talked about their pit stops. It's their first season of performance pit stops, having come from 1 season of GT, or 2 seasons of GT World Challenge. They're 5th in terms of their average pit stop times as a team this year, with an average of 8.1 seconds across both cars. So that is excellent. And Francois Verbise, the team boss, spoke to him about these pit stops, and he was really pleased. I said, you must practice a lot. He said, boy, do we practice a lot. And it's made a difference, hasn't it? It's done an excellent job.
Right, into the pits comes Lucas Auer. So this is going to be really important. So from 5th place, he comes in for his stop. Meanwhile, Jordan Pepper has been shown a black and white flag for track limits, and that could be an issue. So Pepper needs to keep it within the white lines. But here comes Lucas Auer, keeping it within the speed limit, keeping it calm, keeping it collected, hits the marks. Onto the jacks goes the car. Rears are done first. Once again, down the front. Oh, looking a bit sticky on the right front. Took a little while to get that wheel off, but all is good now. He's on the ground. Off he goes. It was a 7.2, so actually not too bad.
It's okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad, but could have been slightly better, but you always say that, but that's okay. 2 okay pit stops will do today, won't they? Right in the background, that's Marco Wittmann, who has set the fastest lap of the race on the previous lap. He's coming from 17th on the grid, and he is 2nd of the pit stoppers behind Auer.
Go. You will come out ahead of Wittmann. Yeah, and you need to push. Otherwise, he will hold us up for sure.
You're out in front of Wittmann, you need to push. No kidding. Right, this is looking back from Lucas Auer's car. He's the leading pit stopper, but not for long, because with his tyres up to temperature already, having pitted a few laps ago, Marco Wittmann is just going to drive past him now, shaking his head. He's Luigi Auer. He can't do a lot about this. It takes a lap to get the tyres up to temperature. It's not something we saw yesterday, because they're all on the wets. Oh, look at him understeering through the corner, which means he turns right and nothing reacts, nothing happens, because the front tyres just slide across the surface of the road there. So he's just going to have to live with this for a while. The good thing, though, as the leader comes in and Jack Aitken comes in, is that the Mercedes is kind on its tyres. Although being kind on your tyres is less of a worry today for 2 reasons. 1, the short stints, because you've got 2 pit stops in the race. And 2, the fact that everybody's got plenty of slick rubber left, because you get 4 sets to use on Saturday and Sunday, and nobody used any slick tyres yesterday in the race. Right, 1st and 3rd coming into the pits, Gilles Magnus and Jack Aitken. Big tension here for Emil Frey. There's some good pit stops yesterday. Another good one for Continue Racing. Gilles Magnus, 7.6 seconds. And a really good one, 7.3 for Jack Aitken. He's a bit closer now. And look to the right of the picture, because you're going to see Marco Wittmann coming soon. He's miles behind at the moment. He will not be miles behind about halfway into this lap with his tyres up to temperature. And of course, he's carrying all this speed, 180 kilometres around the Nordkurve as they go on the brakes into turn 2. Weaving to try and get heat into the tyres is Jack Aitken. 1st, 2nd and 3rd of the pit stoppers. Lucas Auer, a distant 4th of the pit stoppers at the moment. And Gilles Magnus will be hoping that Jack Aitken can keep Marco Wittmann behind him for a while. Marco's having a great drive here, the 2014-2016 champion. Lucas Auer has got Ricardo Feller to contend with in the background as well. And here we go, the BMW is coming, and I think there's probably only going to be one result here. He's going to go for it, isn't he? More grip on the tyres under braking. Marco Wittmann down the inside, and he gets into a net 2nd place behind the Aston Martin. Wittmann, you know, could get a podium out of this, could even get a win out of this, which would be fantastic from where he started on the grid.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got the fastest lap of the race on the last lap, so every lap so far he's getting faster and faster. Keeps going purple. Jack Aitken was throwing everything at it, including the kitchen sink, trying to get the heat into the tyres. As now Ein Cheng-Gun comes into the pits. Also Jordan Pepper, also Mauro Engel.
Right, all of Turkey holds its breath. You've got 2 pit stops to get through and the rest of the race. But Gianni's in a good position at the moment. So he comes in, he's furthest down the pit lane, so there's further to go. Rear's changed first, across to the front, do it quickly, do it swiftly, but do it calmly. Don't make any mistakes. Oh, it's a bit sticky. He's going to get out in front of Maro Engel. Maro Engel is going to come out in front of Pepper. So Maro Engel's gained a place here. Once again, a really good pit stop from Winwood that helps Maro Engel to potentially gain at least 1 place here. Now look at this. This is for the net lead of the race. Guin is the leading pit stopper, then Engel, then Pepper. But here comes the Aston Martin, which has now got its tyres up to temperature of Gilles Magnus. He goes down the inside of Pepper. He's bringing Marco Wittmann with him. And now they're going to gang up on Maro Engel. He probably won't be able to keep them behind as he gets his tyres up to temperature. But will Guin be able to keep them behind? Will Guin get the lead of the race after the first pit stops? It's absolutely possible. And at the moment, second place anyway would have been good enough for the title. First will definitely be good enough. Look at this. Marco Wittmann sees a gap. He's absolutely going for it. Jan Guin misses the apex because his tyres are not yet up to temperature. And Wittmann is second of the pit stoppers. He's essentially second now in the race once all the pit stops are done. And then you've got the Gilles Magnus, Aston Martin fighting back. Magnus wants to go for it. These 2 drivers don't care about championship points anymore. They just want to win the race. And Magnus gets back down the inside of Wittmann with all of his experience. More than 200 races in the championship. Gilles Magnus in his first season says, I don't care. I want to beat you. I want to win this race. But it's Engine Guin that's at the front after that pit stop phase.
Oh, look at this. Jordan Pepper also has Lucas Auer all over him. Fortunately for Engine Guin, Jordan Pepper had a bad stop too. Team Radio, Lucas Auer.
Yeah, also pretty much everybody has final track limits. Okay.
Yes. Track limits, our old friend, still features here. Lucas Auer sees this as an opportunity to try and move forwards.
Yeah, now all season long we've seen the Lucas Auer that is consistent, that brings home the points. Got a couple of wins early doors in the first 2 weekends of the season. I think we're about to see the old Lucas Auer, the one that rolls his sleeves up, the one that is the last of the late breakers, the one that fights for everything. He does not want to finish second in this championship. He's done that once. He's here for one thing and one thing only, and if he wants to do it, he's going to have to roll his sleeves up because Engine Guin is leading the race, which means at the moment, as it stands, he's going to be the 2025 champion, and Lucas Auer has got a queue of traffic to try and deal with here, starting with Jordan Pepper. 8 points would now be the difference. Engel third, 13 adrift. We've still got another pit stop to come, and the Aston Martin and the BMW is catching now, both of them catching up to Engine Guin in the Porsche for the lead of the race.
And keep an eye on Jack Aitken. He's just gone purple in sector 1. 4th place. Jack Aitken is not done yet. We see him from behind briefly, but there is Jordan Pepper in the 6th place at the moment. And Lucas Auer putting the pressure on. Every place is going to be vital here as Lucas Auer tries to work his way past the gold and black Lamborghini. He needs to not trip up. He needs to not make any mistakes. But as you say, Lucas Auer of old, rolling his sleeves up, getting on with it. I don't think Gilles Magnus is quite done with this yet either. He is keeping Engine Guin very much within his sights. Marco Wittmann, man on a mission as well. Look at this little look to the inside from Lucas Auer. He's on Team Radio.
You're on the Hot Wheels. Let's go, buddy.
I'm brave to talk to Lucas Auer. He's in the middle of this battle, isn't it? It's absolutely full concentration, full send required in this finale of DTM 2025. They're fighting for their lives out there. Every of these championship contenders giving it everything. But it's Engine Guin with his nose in front at the moment. As it stands, he'll be on 192 points. Lucas Auer on 184 would miss out on the championship. And then Jack Aitken would be third on Maro Engel third on 179, and Jack Aitken fourth on 175. Jordan Pepper 174, fifth in the championship. There's still some twists and turns to come. I'm absolutely positive in this championship. Engine Guin on course for a 5th win of the season. At the start of this season, he'd never won a DTM race. How about that? What a year he has had. And here comes Lucas Auer going for it. Contact with Jordan Pepper. Pepper is sent out wide in the Grasser Lamborghini, but they get away with it. But Auer was going for it now. He's just a bit too far back, though. And that was a risky move. He's got to be careful. You break your steering, get a puncture, then that is going to be game over. He's got to do it all again as they head into turn 8, the left-hander. So Jordan Pepper survived that. Let's have another look here into the hairpin. There was a big gap on the inside.
but Lucas Hauer not really getting it slowed down, drifts up high into the corner and makes contact with Pepper.
Incident immediately came under investigation, but I think that's racing really, wasn't it? But they are going to look at it, and they both got away with it, but you can absolutely see why Luke's got to go for it. In the background, great battle going on between Ricardo Feller and the other Landgraf Mercedes of Tom Callender, who already picked up his best result of the season last time out in Austria with an 11th. He's running 9th at the moment, and he's on course to win for the second time this season at the rookie standings. Race Laps for Wales in Africa has raised almost €55,000 this year as we go on board with Lucas Hauer.
Okay, you just drive, okay? You drive, we do it on our side.
I think the race engineer is part race engineer and part therapist. It's about trying to keep your driver calm and collected. It's really important that Lucas Hauer doesn't get hot under the collar, doesn't start to get all hot and sweaty, but he stays calm. And the race engineer just trying to keep him in the zone. Come on, mate, you can do it. Keep pushing forwards is what he is telling him. So no further action as a result of the incident that we saw between Jordan Pepper and Lucas Hauer. So I think that was probably the right decision from our race director. But Lucas Hauer's got to do it all again.
As Callender got past Feller in the background, he's about to do something, I think, trying to get up the inside of him into turn 7. Feller went way out wide coming out of the Spitzkehrer. So I think Callender probably has gone in front of him for 8th place. He was definitely the favourite going into the corner. Let's have a look in the background. Did he make it through? Will we see him? There's Hauer. He's going to be Callender next. Not quite. Still side by side. Now he's forced to go around the outside. Right-hander coming up, but he's got his nose in front. He's on the outside line there. Ricardo Feller has to give way. He has to yield. And Tom Callender comes through. The youngest ever driver in DTM, up against the driver that finished 3rd in the championship 2 years ago. And Tom Callender getting better and better. Great effort from the teenager.
Yes, the outgoing GT Masters champion. We knew he was going to be good. It's taken him a bit of time just to get his feet under the table, but what great driving from the teammate of Lucas Hauer. Aiche Gu's dad looks on so nervously. Could it be that his son could become the champion?
It's hard to read the emotions, but let me tell you, Hacken will be massively emotional if Jan can do this, if Jan can wrap up this championship. He wasn't exactly one of the favourites coming into the final weekend, was he? Because the Red Bull Ring went against him. He's never, ever taken anything for granted. Even when he had that brilliant weekend at the Sachsenring, and everybody started asking him in the press conferences, yeah, what about the championship? Only 2 weekends to go, and he said, I know it sounds crazy, there's only 2 weekends to go, but his point is thinking about the championship because it keeps swinging this way than the next. People have a bad day. It could be me that has a bad day next. It was. He didn't have a great weekend, did he, at Red Bull Ring, but he's had a superb weekend so far. 4.5 minutes until the final pit window of 2025 opens. And it's not the drivers that are nervous anymore. Those guys that are going to do the pit stop, they are under huge pressure.
Look at it, though. The first 5 are nose to tail. Remember, they've all got to come in for that second pit stop. Every last 10th of a second is going to count in the pits. How much tension is this? First, second, third, fourth, 5th, all in a row.
Yeah, and then you got 6th and 7th trying to catch them up, trying to get back into the championship fight. Pepper and Hauer, they probably almost need to work together now, don't they, to try and catch that group. If they fight each other too hard, they're going to lose out. And they need some help now, don't they, in terms of this pit window. They need to try and gain ground here. It's not just about the pit stop itself. It's about how you manage the outlap, how you can get up to speed quicker than the others and really pushing like crazy, like a qualifying lap on your in lap as well. That can make the difference. And their confirmation that we have had a whopping 102,000 spectators here across the course of the weekend. I told you it was packed. It's absolutely heaving, and that is the attraction of this amazing season of DTM.
And boy, are they being entertained, because it was back in April at Oschersleben that we said this championship could go to the last lap of the last race. And it's starting to look like that could be the case, because we've got 5 cars running nose to tail, championship contenders scattered amongst them, and we've got another pit window to come in 3 minutes. It's a really short pit window, so everybody's going to have to get in and out in a very short period of time. So much pressure on everybody.
Aiche Gu can control the race. He can control driving the car. Only to a point, though, can he control what happens in the pits, hit the mark, and make sure you don't stall it when you run away or spin the wheels too early. But he's in the hands of his team at that point. But his best friends in the world at the moment are Gilles Magnus and Marco Wittmann, because they are taking big points away from the likes of Jack Aitken, Maro Engel, Jordan Pepper and Lucas Auer, aren't they, running there? Magnus in second, and third for Wittmann. He's had a tremendous race, really, hasn't he? From 17th on the grid. So too, Ricardo Feller, he's 9th. He was 18th on the grid. Tommy Preining struggling at the moment after a really good start, but he's back in 10th place currently. And the last of the real contenders for the rookie standings, Tom Callender is the highest placed rookie. Nicola Bart is second of the rookies. Maurice Scuring is third of the rookies, and also beating the only driver that can take the title away from him by my reckoning, which is Ben Durr, who's had a quiet weekend in the McLaren. So Scuring still on course for a double success this weekend. Overall podium yesterday, and perhaps overall rookie title this weekend, today, here on the final round of 2025. Just under 2 minutes to go to the pit window opens. It runs for just 6 minutes. It means they're all going to come in pretty close together.
Gilles Magnus just dropping back a bit now. A little over a second is the gap between first and second. So Magnus starting to look a little bit vulnerable to Marco Wittmann, who still holds the fastest lap of the race, albeit 7 laps ago that he set it. But Gilles Magnus, maybe the tyre's getting a little bit tired. Jack Aitken will fancy trying to come into play. But actually, now in the second half of the lap, suddenly the gap opens up again between second and third. 1 minute and 10 seconds to the pit window opens. Stay calm, everybody. We can do this.
We've got 6 drivers left in the title fight. We lost René Rast right at the start of the race, and 5 of them are in the top 7 in this race. The other one, Thomas Preining, is 10th at the moment, kind of needing a miracle now if he wants to get his second title. Gouin looking for his first title. Aitken looking for his first title. Maro Engel, ditto. Jordan Pepper, first season, looking for his first title. Lucas Auer looking for his first title as well. So it's going to go probably now to somebody new, isn't it? Unless a miracle, as I say, happens for Tommy Preining, who's the only one that's left now that has the experience of already having wrapped up 1 championship title.
Of course, they've got to keep it all together. The points are not paid out until the last lap, until they cross the finish line and receive the checkered flag. Lucas Auer keeping the pressure onto Jordan Pepper. He'd love to jump up into that 6th place as we head now towards this pit window. Lucas Auer wondering what he's got to do. The teams will now be limbering up in the garages, getting ready to receive all these cars.
Can you imagine the stress they have got the whole season resting in their very capable hands? But in the 7 seconds or less, the whole season could be decided with these pit stops. It's huge pressure, and my absolute admiration goes out to every one of those guys that works on those pit stops, because it's such an important part, or a critical part of a DTM race and a DTM season. Confirmation, as it's been for a while now actually, that by 8 points Gouin's going to lead this. Look, they're still battling further back. That's Max Powell and Maurice Scuring getting through on Nicola Bart for 13th and 14th places respectively. So Nicola Bart down to 15th. Thibaut Glott desperately trying to get into the points. A penalty lap coming for track limits to Thierry Vermeulen, who's back in 20th place anyway.
We've had a lot of warnings for track limits, and that might not be the last one. Right, the pit window is open. This is where the tension is going to go up yet another notch. So who is going to blink first? They've got 6 minutes. Make that 5, because it's been open for a minute already. Right, Gouin stays out. In fact, all of the front runners staying out at the moment. Is Jordan Pepper going to? Yes. Lucas Auer staying out as well. Looks like Tom Callender peeling in. Yes, Ricardo Feller as well. So the first 2 into the pits.
Tommy Preining, I can see, comes in as well, and Luca Engstler. So the remaining championship contenders, it's the one that's furthest down the order, Preining, that comes in. He might as well try something different, hadn't he, to see if he can come through. The last time Manthey won the team's championship, the same day, the same weekend, they won the drivers' championships. Thomas Preining that time. At the moment, it's Anjan Gouin, their other driver, one of their other drivers, that is on course for it. See Nicola Bart coming in as well. Oh, that's a tight release. Tom Callender almost into the side of the Aston Martin, but they got away with it for a final pit stop for a final time this season. Then Tommy Preining, hero of yesterday, comes in 6.4 seconds. And if they can do that, or something like it for Anjan Gouin, he'll be very happy.
Maurice Schöring has been instructed to fall back behind Nicola Bart, which is a bit of a problem because Nicola Bart has just peeled off into the pit, so I don't know how that shakes out. There must be a rule in there somewhere for that. But it's further down the order. Schöring currently down in 13th place.
That's a problem for Gilles Magnus.
It is. It is.
Right, smoking, locking up. Has he got a puncture? Oh, no. Absolutely brilliant drive so far. Right rear is down, I think, on the car, looking at it from the onboard. He runs wide because he's got zero grip. He's, I think, got a deflating tyre, and he's fallen way out of the order. That's heartbreaking. Just about a quarter of an hour away from the end of the race, on course for a podium, but he drops out, and of course that shuffles up the likes of Jack Aitken and Maro Engel, who now come into the pits together. Pepper and Auer decide to stay out. 3 minutes, 10 seconds remaining of the pit stop window.
So that big train of cars at the front is broken up briefly. Now the pressure is on Emil Fry Racing. The pressure is on Team Windward as they get ready to receive the 2 championship contenders. Great view from Eric Heil, the mechanic for Team Windward Racing. Pressure much. They put a camera on his head as well. It hasn't slowed him down though. That was a great stop, wasn't it? So he gets the car moving. So what was the time for Maro Engel in the pits? Well, it was not 0-0, so it hasn't registered. So
it was good though. It was good.
Well, Jack Aitken's behind him, so that's how good it was.
Yeah, and of course, Engel is effectively, he's moved up 2 places now because the Aston Martin disappeared down the order before he came into the pits, and now he's got ahead of Aitken as well. So he's coming back into this. Maro Engel fighting hard, isn't he? Remember, Maro was 15th on the grid for this race, so now he's pushing up towards potentially a top 4, potentially a podium, but still that might not be enough in this race. Oh, and poor old Gilles Magnus has not even made it back to the pits.
Negative. Pit window is closing in 3 minutes. I guess that they will come to move the car.
I parked it on a good spot so they can pull me in.
I think we're going to get a safety car, or at the very least, of course, yellow, so they can't leave him there, can they? But we'll probably wait for the pit window to close, and Anchan Nguyen is probably going to have to come in this time around, because he's probably going to struggle to get around next time to do it before the pit window closes, and here he comes. So into the pits, Marco Wittmann also coming in as well.
Gutted for Gilles Magnus and Come To You Racing. Brilliant effort, but I'm afraid wasn't to be. But their performance and their improvement this year, particularly this weekend, has been one to be applauded, and they're in it for the long run as well. Speaking to Francois Verbise, we'll be back next year. He said the plan is at least a 3-year plan of attack. So great effort. Sad that it wasn't to be today, but a valiant effort from Gilles Magnus and the team. Right. So he's out of the equation now. That shuffles up several drivers that are fighting for the championship. Anchan Nguyen's final pit stop of the season is even better than Tommy Preining, 6.2 seconds. The team has now done everything it can to give him the championship title. He's way ahead of Marco Wittmann as they come out of the pits. Here is Maro Engel then, carrying the speed. So there is the first of the pit stoppers, Nguyen.
Fight for your life, man. Fight for your life.
He will, don't worry.
And Lucas Auer's got in front of Jordan Pepper in the pit stops. He got out of the box just in front of him, but Pepper is trying to come back. This is critical for the championship. Jordan Pepper will give no mercy as he tries to get past the Mercedes, but Jack Aitken, who's got warm tyres now, trying to get both of them. He goes to the inside of Jordan Pepper, so Jack Aitken going to come on top of this one, but Lucas Auer briefly in front of Jordan Pepper, but now he's got 2 cars that have gone past.
Yeah, so it is effectively, at the moment, once the pit stops are done, we're going to get Nguyen as the leader. Wittmann will be second. And then it is going to be Aitken from Pepper from Auer. But it's still this title going the way of Anchan Nguyen. He's on course for 25 points as it stands. Maro Engel will get 16 points if he finishes in 3rd place. He really has come good in this race. An excellent effort by him and the team. Can he get 2nd place? Trying to get up the inside of Marco Wittmann. Marco closes the door, slams it in his face on the way into the right-hander at the Mobil 1 curve, into the left-hander at the Sachs curve. They go. Everybody was going off here on Friday and on Saturday morning, but they've mastered it at the moment. Maro Engel, fight for your life, said his race engineer. Maro absolutely will. Trying now desperately to get ahead of somebody that's not even involved in the championship fight, which is Marco Wittmann. That doesn't matter. Marco has every right to try and get this 2nd place finish if he can, to bring a smile to the face of Schubert. Can he hang on to it? He has at the moment on the way through the Nordkurve, but I know what's going to happen. They're going to get down to the hairpin, and Maro Engel is going to throw caution to the wind. He has to catch Arjen Guwen, and really he's got to overtake him and win the race to have a chance.
But he's going to have to back off through the Parabolica, because the yellow in turn 5, because of that stationary Aston Martin that is there. Also, Jordan Pepper under investigation for overtaking under a yellow flag. That may well be on the Parabolica at turn 5. So Maro Engel cannot do anything about Marco Wittmann when they're racing past the come-to-you Aston Martin of Gilles Magnus that is stranded there. And that is just a strategic place to try and close in. So, 8.5 minutes remaining. Luke Sauer on Team Radio.
Push everything possible.
Push. Also under investigation, overtaken under a yellow flag, Jack Aitken. So another car that is under investigation, as we see again a replay of that moment. There was the Gilles Magnus car stranded at the side of the track. There was a yellow flag waving, and we've got two cars that may well have not backed off. In fact, on the contrary, overtook whilst going past that yellow flag. Jordan Pepper and Jack Aitken.
As it stands, 192 points for Arjen Guwen, 185 for Lucas Auer, 184 for Maro Engel, and Arjen Guwen would be the champion. Preining has improved up to 8th place, 4th in the points at the moment on 180. There's confirmation, just 8 points between the three of them. It's a simple equation for Arjen Guwen. Win the race, win the championship. Actually, he could afford to finish 2nd and he'd still win the championship. And as it stands, it's 4.2 seconds clear of Marco Wittmann.
If there is a penalty for Maro Engel and Jack Aitken, I'm not wishing to bring doom and gloom onto them. That, of course, would elevate Lucas Auer up a couple of positions. If there is a penalty, it would likely be something like a penalty lap, and that could put Lucas Auer back towards the top, couldn't it?
It would give him 3 more points if he got 2 places, so he'd still be adrift. He'd still be 5 behind. He's got to catch up. He's got to do something special here. It's just slipping away from him, isn't it? But there's still time in this race. It is not yet done. Guwen leads the race for the title. Wittmann 2nd, Engel and Aitken 3rd and 4th. Pepper is pulled right away now from our 5th and 6th hours pace. Hasn't quite been there all weekend, really, has it, so far? Whether it's been wet or damp or dry, it's been a bit of a struggle for him for whatever reason in that Landgraf Mercedes, whereas Maro has done well. Safety car comes out. Pavel from Emil Freit shakes his head. What? More drama this late in the season? Yes. Arjen Guwen cannot believe it. That's the last thing that Jan wanted, was a safety car. He was looking comfortable. Oh dear. He's got a cushion in between him and his championship rivals, and that cushion is quite a big, wide BMW, and it's been driven by Marco Wittmann. There's Gilles Magnus, who, one way or another, is going to have an influence on this championship, yes, isn't he?
Because by the time that car is cleared, we're probably going to be, well, maybe below 5 minutes of racing left. It is going to be what is known as a dash for the cash. It's going to be all-out racing to the end of the season. It's all up in the air.
The mechanic there, who sat in the chair, arms over his head, was like, why can it not just for once be straightforward? Why does it have to be complicated?
Because it's DTM.
Because it's
never
DTM.
Straightforward.
We don't do easy. We don't do straightforward. This is contact, isn't it, on a replay? Maurice Skuring. This was the move on Nicola Bart, where he's been told to drop back behind Nicola.
Well, he is behind him now, so maybe they did it after the pit stop sequence.
Now, well, that had an effect on the rookie standings. So the top rookie is Tom Callender. And then it's going to be Ben Durr, as far as I can tell. Second best of the rookies. He's come out of that nicely, hasn't he, that little period? And then Bart, and then Skuring. So, more maths. Bear with me.
Yeah, you work it out there. We'll look down at the hairpin. So there you have it. Arjen Guwen, Marco Wittmann, Maro Engel, Jack Aitken, Jordan Pepper, Lucas Auer, Tom Callender. This is the dash to the end of the season. Safety car is in this lap. There are a little bit over 4 3/4 minutes remaining of this insane 2025 season.
If my maths are right, and it is a big asterisk, I reckon Ben Durr, at the moment, is 1 point in front of Maurice Skuring, because he's leading the rookies and Maurice is 4th in the rookies. So Maurice has got to get past Nicola Bart. If he can do that, finishing the top 3 in the rookies, whatever Ben does, then Morris is going to beat him. There's been a Morris's car left on the track there as well. So there's another fight within a fight going on here. Penalty lap 3 times for Jordan Pepper, and that is for that.
And for Jack Aitken.
For overtaking under the yellow flag. They're out. That's it. There's no way they're going to come back from that. 3 runs through the penalty box. That's another 2 that have dropped out of the fight now, I'm afraid. Because that's going to cost them 15 seconds and a ton of places, Brian, because everybody is queued up now after this safety car.
That's the worst time to get a penalty because everybody is nose to tail. So 2 more contenders fall by the wayside. This is going to promote Lucas Auer up into 4th place.
Oh, goodness me. Right. This is stressful. For us, never mind for Ian Nguyen and Mantai and everybody that's supporting Jan here. But he gets to pull the trigger first, and he's done this perfectly, hasn't he? Because Marco Wittmann is exactly underneath his rear wing as they get going again. 3.5 minutes plus 1 lap left on the clock. 3.5 minutes plus 1 lap away from the championship title and history. Brian Nguyen, he leads the charge. Marco Wittmann second, Maro Engel in third, Jack Aitken is 4th, Jordan Pepper is 5th, but they're about to lose 15 seconds each with 3 visits through the penalty zone, and that will put them bang out of the equation. It will promote Lucas Auer, as Brian said, up to 4th place, which means he'll score 13 points, but it still will not be enough to win the title as it stands.
We've got 2 joker laps that have been added as a result of that safety car. So, new race distance, 55 minutes, plus 3 laps, Lucas Auer, Team Radio.
Aitken, they're both penalty laps 3 times. And you have Calendar behind, so you don't need to worry about him. We'll go.
Interestingly, they both passed the penalty box without driving through it that time around. So I think they can probably get away with passing the penalty box once more. They'll have to do it next time around.
You're allowed to pass the sign on the pit lane once and once only. So you're absolutely right. They've got to come in next time. So it's going to put Auer up to 4th place. He'll get 13 points. He'll be on 188. But Ian Nguyen winning the race will be on 192. What it does change, Brian, is the fact that previously Ian Nguyen could afford to finish 2nd in this race and still win the championship. But now if you finish 2nd, as it stands, once Auer gets up to 4th, then he'll miss out by a point. So it's even more clear now. He's got to keep the BMW behind him. He's got to win the race. And of course, if Lucas Auer can get up the order a bit more, that changes things as well, because the difference from 4th to 3rd is 3 championship points. It's all on a knife edge. But who's he going to have to pass to get 3rd place in the race? His old teammate and friend and rival, Maro Engel, who's also trying to win the championship.
I don't think Marco Wittmann is done yet either in 2nd place. He still fancies going to the top step of the podium, and that would throw the cat amongst the pigeons. Lucas Auer impatient for the 2 cars in front of him to hurry up and get into that penalty box.
Not that close though, is he, to Nguyen, Wittmann and Engel, given that I've had a safety car. Oh, more stress for Ian Nguyen, because you're right, Marco Wittmann is coming. He wants to get his first race victory here through Hockenheim. They still haven't got through the penalty box. I suspect they are arguing their case over the radios, aren't they? And the team has said, well, just stay out. We're arguing the case. I mean, it's lost anyway. If you go in, you're definitely lost. We're going to try and argue the case and get that rescinded. So I think that's probably what's going on there. So all sorts of stress. And we'll see what happens at the end of it. But it's not really helping out Lucas Auer's cause at the moment, is it?
No, it isn't, because Lucas Auer sees those cars in front of him. He wants to get after Maro Engel. He can't, because there are those 2 cars that have not visited the penalty box yet. Meanwhile, Ian Nguyen, having had that massive lead early on in the race, now has a big green BMW. Jack Aitken's on the team radio.
If you can look back on the footage, I waited until after. I'm pretty sure. We keep racing, Jack. We keep racing turbo laps. Keep racing turbo laps.
Yeah,
exactly what you said.
Jackie's saying, look, I waited till the last second. I didn't do it. Keep racing, they're saying. We'll argue it later. Oh, way out wide went Lucas Auer there. He's throwing everything at this, throwing everything at it, but it's not working for him at the moment. It's so frustrating for him. Ian Nguyen is a bit further clear of Marco Wittmann. We got a replay of that moment. How much is he pushing? Pushing like crazy. He's never pushed like this. But it's not quite enough. The Mercedes that he's driving just doesn't quite have the speed at the moment. Although he has left Tom Callender behind, but he's not catching up to the group ahead. He needs to catch them and pass them. Even if he doesn't, even if they end up having that penalty added on at the end of the race, Aitken and Pepper has still got to get past Engel if Jan wins the race. If he doesn't, it's a different story. Arjen Guwen is braking as late as he possibly can. The timer's now run out. It's become a 55-minute plus 3-lap race, as Brian said. Those 2 extra laps added on just to make life even more stressful for the entire nation of Turkey and everybody that's supporting Arjen Guwen and everybody at Manthey. And the driver himself is probably the coolest, calmest person involved in this fight, isn't he?
He needs to be, with Marco Wittmann breathing down his exhaust pipe, because Wittmann sees the opportunity of a win here. Jack Aitken needs to put the penalty out of his mind. Mauro Engels on the team radio.
They're doing their penalty left or not?
We don't think so. Keep going. We'll push. We'll push. Maybe they ignore. I think they are trying to ignore and then discuss later.
Copy.
Well, they're both under investigation for serving penalty lap incorrectly. Let's just say serving it not at all, probably.
You can see why they're doing it, though, because even if they get absolutely slammed with penalties and fines, it's better than serving the penalty that you didn't need to serve and then losing the championship as a result of that. Either way, they're not in a position to win the championship at the moment. Engel could do with shaking them off, because Aitken was breathing down his neck. 2 laps to go. There's less than 9 kilometres of the season left. 9 kilometres for Arjen Guwen to hang on for the win here. And at the moment, as it stands, well, he would still be okay if he finished second in the race, but only if Aitken and Pepper don't keep their 4th and 5th places. So if Aitken and Pepper are then taken out of the results and Auer moves up 2 places, second will not be enough for Arjen Guwen. The only absolute surefire way for him to win this championship is for him to win the race. And I'm sure the team have said, just beat it. Just beat Marco Wittmann and you'll win the championship. And then the maths is simple.
Yeah, so and it's irrelevant after that, isn't it? But Marco Wittmann, when we look down from their hairpin, that's what we're doing. That's a shot of us in the commentary box. When you look down at the hairpin, you can see Marco Wittmann late on the brakes, closing in. Nobody can look at the screen. Everybody is so nervous because we are in the absolute closing stages of this 2025 season. Arjen Guwen just needs to hold on to exactly where he is, do what he's doing, and he will become the champion. He has just a little over a lap remaining. His dad is looking on, muttering, maybe praying, whatever it is, he needs to get his son across the line in first place.
If he can get through the spit scare of that hairpin for one last time with his nose in front, it will be a huge relief. But if he's got Marco Wittmann anywhere near him, you know what Marco's going to do. He just wants to try and get his first win of the season. So this start to the lap is critical. That exit from turn 2 coming up now, absolutely critical for Arjen Guwen, and closing up to him is Marco Wittmann. Marco Wittmann might not win this year's championship, but he could have a massive effect on who does take home the 2025 title. They're about to go through the Parabolica for the last time in the race, the last time this season. Arjen Guwen has got his nose in front by about a car and a half length. What will the advantage be, if at all, down at the hairpin? He's still in front. He's still in front. Make the apex, make the corner. He's got through the hairpin. Arjen Guwen still leads the race. If he wins the race, he gets the victory. And we've got a black flag now coming for Jack Aitken, but it's all about Arjen Guwen. He's just got half a lap to go. Everybody that's supporting him holding their breath. Marco Wittmann still fighting, still trying to upset the apple cart here and win the race. It's a straight fight between those two. Coming into the final sector, the last few seconds of the 2025 season, looking for a 5th win of his career in the DTM, his 5th win of the season. He goes wide, coming out through into turn 13. The Sachs curver for one last time, gets on the gas, punches the throttle, just got to guide it home now. Get yourself to the checkered flag, no mistakes, one more corner after this to go. Arjen Guwen is about to win the race and become the first ever Turkish driver to win the DTM Championship. He comes through, he goes through, they're going to get one more lap at this, and just didn't quite squeeze through, so going to get a final lap. They must have crossed the line with about a second left on it, so even more stress, he's got to do it one more time. Goodness me, 4.5 kilometres has never felt so long.
Oh, what an insane finish to the race. So Jordan Pepper also receiving the black flag. The stewards are clearly absolutely certain about the decision they made to do with that overtaking issue. But that's irrelevant for the championship now, because Arjen Guwen into the hairpin. Marco Wittmann is closed up again. One last chance.
Here we go. Defend like you've never defended before. He thought he got it done. He's got to do it again. Marco Wittmann's almost into the back of Arjen Guwen. You're on board now with him. So now he really has got half a lap to go. Oh, he could do without this stress. Marco Wittmann is almost pushing him through turn 7. There's about 2 inches between them. He tries the outside line. Marco Wittmann never ever gives up. He's trying to get up the inside. Hockenheimring closes the door, goes through that sequence of corners, gets out of turn 11 into the final sector, and now he defends. Here comes Marco Wittmann out the inside of him, and Marco Wittmann, with a few corners to go, gets the lead of the race. And if Lucas Auer is promoted up to 4th place, it's going to change things. Down the inside goes Hockenheimring on the grass, back into the lead of the race. He will not give up. He will not yield. He has got to win this race to make sure he wins the championship. Brilliant stuff. What a battle this has been. Through the final corner. This time he's done it, but Marco Wittmann is going to push him all the way to the line. Now he sees the flag. Now he's the champion.
DTM champion!
Wow. Have you ever seen anything like that?
Wow.
Oh my goodness. He could have done without that one more lap. We could have all done without that one more lap. I must have crossed the line with about a second to spare. Got to do it all again. And he lost the lead of the race. He lost it. But what grit, what determination. The green car on the green grass to get past the green BMW to win the championship. And he was never going to let it go that easily. He had to make sure, because if Auer gets promoted to 4th place, 2nd wouldn't have been enough. He's done it. He has done it. Hacken has been with him all the way through from these humble beginnings. A country which has struggled to produce many racing drivers have now got an absolute hero, Hockenheimring, who's one of the nicest guys out there in the paddock, a worthy 2025 champion.
Wow. Let's have a little sit down after that, shall we? What an insane finish to the season. Now prepare yourself, because in a few moments we're going to have some donuts.
Oh, goodness me. I mean, how did he keep his head here? How did he keep his head? At this point, I reckon, potentially he's lost the championship with, 3 corners to go. And he was like, no way. I'm not losing it now. On the grass, look at this. Karting move that, wasn't it? Down the inside. If you overtake Marco Wittmann on the grass, you are braver than me.
Yeah.
Wow. That's just pure 100% determination that got him through that.
And this is why we love DTM. Absolute skill, absolute brilliant driving. He went for that gap. He wasn't giving up, was he? Into the corner he went. Marco Wittmann had nothing he could respond with. The team are on a knife edge. And amazing. What an incredible finish. The team celebrating at Manthey EMA. Coming into this weekend, I don't think that Hockenheimring was on the bingo cards necessarily, but he has just done it flawlessly, under the radar. Right, approaching turn 17 at the moment.
Our favourite message of the year is on the screen.
So that's it. P2 in the championship. I'm really sorry, but you did an amazing job all season. It was an absolute pleasure working with you.
Yeah, amazing effort by Lucas Auer. A bridesmaid for a 2nd time. He couldn't have fought any harder. He's been brilliant. The team have been brilliant. And for all the joy and the excitement that you feel for the championship winner, your heart has got to go out to the other competitors that have given it everything this year to win this. It's almost impossible to win this championship. This level of competition is outstanding. And, well, they can hold their heads up high, every single one of them. They might not have gone their way this time, but they have been an epic part of an epic season, just the best season in my books of any kind of championship ever. And kudos to you, Brian, because about 3 months ago you said this championship's going down to the last corner of the last lap of the last race. You weren't far wrong.
Watching at the championship right now, he's champion.
Boys, I gave everything in the last end. Thanks, guys. Good effort by all the boys and girls.
I'll tell you what.
We didn't achieve the big goal.
Well done, Marco, because he was 17th on the grid. He shouldn't have even been anywhere near that fight, should he?
No.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. But confirmation that Lucas Auer was promoted up to 4th place, disqualified essentially from the results of Jack Aitken and Jordan Pepper, which means that with 192 points, a 4-point margin of victory for that man, Ian Nguyen, if he had finished second in the race, he would have scored 5 points less. If Marco Wittmann had stayed in front of him, he'd have got 20 points and he'd have lost the championship by 1 point to Lucas Hauer. It just came down to this moment, all this racing, just this moment. But what a way to win a championship by overtaking somebody as fiercely competitive as a 2-time champion, Marco Wittmann. He did it the hard way. But Brian, when you win 5 races in the DTM season at this level of competition, nobody can say he didn't deserve it.
No, DTM is the creme de la creme of worldwide GT3 racing, and we've just proven that with some insane driving skills and a championship that went down to the absolute wire. And there is your new champion, Ian Nguyen, with the donuts. He's onto the grass, he's going to go onto the drag strip. Maurice Schuring's there already. Now Ian Nguyen can start to celebrate. He's probably dreamt of this moment for years, and now he can finally call himself a champion as the Porsche does the donuts in front of the packed South Stand.
And even more good news for Manthey, because I reckon that man at the front of your shot has done enough to wrap up the rookie championship. Maurice Schuring, he with a few seconds to go was missing out, but he did enough.
It's DTM champion and rookie champion together. This will be a nice picture.
I'm waiting for the goat. Where is he?
The goat, and that's why he was parked up there.
Yeah, Maurice Schuring got ahead of Bender. He had to get ahead of Nicola Park, which he did, and he got ahead of him as well. So he's the rookie champion, but that is your champion of 2025, the most competitive of seasons. Ian Nguyen hasn't just won a season of DTM, I think he's won the season of DTM, and he is in bits emotionally. He couldn't have given it any more. And I'm sure he's mentally exhausted, but brilliant. A dream for his whole life. Yeah. And his dream has just become reality in front of 102,000 people.
I bet he could sit there for the rest of the afternoon and just lap up that atmosphere. You can see the emotion now. He's just sitting there, taking it in. The audience stand to applaud him. He now applauds the audience back because he is the champion. He's the one who kept his head while everybody was crumbling under the strain. He's the one who kept it together.
And well done to the team as well. And that enormous pressure. They delivered 2 excellent pit stops for him in that race. They got everything right. And he is in tears, and he's not the only one that's got a tear in his eye. Let me tell you, fantastic. What a fairy tale story. And it's such a feel-good story that he's managed to achieve this. We said a couple of years now, we haven't seen what Jan can really do. We know how good he is. We've seen him win Porsche Carrera Cup French Championships, be a front runner in the Porsche Super Cup. But he had so much bad luck in the first couple of years. And he said, look, I've improved myself as well. It's a bit here, a bit there. It's all in the detail. It's all in the tiny, tiny details, he said. And he's worked his socks off to get here. But what a way to win it. And blimey, that last lap that I didn't think we needed to get, we got the extra lap. And it was a heart attack lap, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was insane. It's been my privilege to talk about Ian Nguyen over the years in Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Germany. We've seen him in Porsche Mobile 1 Super Cup. We've seen him coming through the ranks up the Porsche pyramid. Now we've seen him at the absolute pinnacle of GT3 racing. Still the donuts are coming. The smoke is rising up in front of our commentary position. He doesn't want to go back to the garage because he wants to carry on celebrating in front of the record crowd.
As a set of used Pirellis going for free if anybody wants them, but once he gets them off the car, because they're no good for anything anymore. He's absolutely destroyed them, particularly the rears. Smoke everywhere, tyre smoke. Ian Nguyen finally makes his way back to the pits. And if you think you've just seen him in motion, wait till you see him fall into the arms of his dad and his family and his team, his family at Manthey, who have had an amazing weekend, haven't they? Teams champions, a race win for Tommy Priding yesterday, a race win for Ian Nguyen today. Maurice Schuring with his first ever podium. Maurice Schuring with the rookie title. Wow, weekends do not get a great deal better than that, do they? Here he is then, your 2025 champion, Ian Nguyen, a history maker.
Wow, what incredible scenes. And just to add to that, 56,000 euros donated to Race Wales in Africa. Great job there. But the celebrations now as Ian Chan embraces his dad, the family, the friends, the team will now allow the emotions to flow. And you get the feeling the party is going to go on into the night.
100%, 100%. Wow, what a way to do it. I mean, it was stressful, super stressful, but if you could have written the script, that's how you'd have the ending. That's the Hollywood blockbuster ending to the race, to the championship, to the tightest of seasons. We've never seen anything like it. It is going to be a hard act to follow in 2026, let me tell you. But we'll give it a go.
I just think this time last year, he never won a race in the DTM. In fact, this time in March of this year, he'd never run a race in the DTM.
Well, they can ask him about the championship now because he's done it. He's wrapped it up. He wouldn't talk about it before. He won't be able to stop talking about it now. What a star, what a superstar. And I tell you what, there'll be a lot of people in that paddock and involved with the championship and the organisers that are really happy with him because he really is a top bloke, Ian Nguyen. Really good guy. And whilst, again, it's tinged with sadness for those that have just missed out because you could argue a case for every one of those 9 drivers that came into this weekend with a chance to win the championship. They'd all been brilliant performers, haven't they? And some of them have had a serious amount of bad luck as well. But you cannot deny that it's a great story for Ian Nguyen to win this championship. He did it the hard way as well, didn't he?
And to win against such big names in the world of GT3 racing, that takes incredible skill. He sits there, stands there, embracing the helmet, the emotions just sinking in. He's now guided. Well, there's the Race of Wales in Africa, check there, and he's guided towards Verena.
Fantastic. Let's go down to Verena now.
And here he is, the new DTM Champion 2025, Chan. We've seen so many emotions. You really did it. Can you believe it?
No, yeah, I did it. So.
You did it, and the pressure was enormous. I mean, you had Marco Wittmann overtaking you in the last round, had you breathing down your neck, and still you kept your calm, you kept your nerves, and you really did it. I mean, what a moment. You've got your family here, you've got everyone here supporting you, you've got the Turkish flag here. You also made history, first Turkish driver in the DTM history to snatch the title. So tell us, how proud are you?
Yeah, that's my life, and yeah, I achieved my dream after more than 20 years of fighting for this. How to describe, how to speak. Just thanks my family, the people around me, my fans, my team. That's I think I just wish for everyone watching this at least once in their life they can feel what I'm feeling at the moment. This is, for me, this is the meaning of the life. Thank you.
Congratulations, so well deserved. Do enjoy your moment. This is your moment. Didn't think we'd ever get to see Chan not finding the words. Look at him, so emotional and so absolutely happy. This is what DTM is all about. Back to you.
It is, absolutely. He's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Just pouring his heart out there. His whole life. I mean, I've got a tear in my eye.
Yeah,
I'm not even from Turkey. But
yeah.
Blimey, just to see somebody just fight so hard to get where they've got. It's an inspiration, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sat up here just fighting back the tears myself. Insane.
Oh, wow. Wow. Ian Nguyen wins the race, wins the championship, makes history. Marco Wittmann played his part, didn't he? What a story. Second place. Maro Engel, third in the race, third in the championship. A real fighter again. Lucas Auer. Our heart goes out to him as well. There had to be some losers, and unfortunately Lucas just missed out by just 4 points Tom Callender, best race of his season so far. Excellent 5th place. Thomas Preining battled all the way to 6th. Mirko Bortolotti under the radar, but 7th place, his 2nd best result of the year, with Luca Engsler also coming up the order well, and Ricardo Feller. And Max Powell with a top 10 finish as well. Timo Glock 11th in the points. Thierry Vermeulen 12th. Arjun Maini, despite his issues in the race, got in the points as well. Morris Skuring ahead of Ben Durr, which means Morris has wrapped up the rookie standings just ahead of Ben Durr. And then Nicky Thiem, Jules Gounon, Fabio Scherer and Nicola Bart unluckily out of the points there. And then we had issues for Jules Gounon, a real difficult weekend for Jules Gounon. Hearts go out as well to Gilles Magnus. Brilliant effort in qualifying and in most of that race up there. Certainly looked good for a podium, but it wasn't to be today. But Aston Martin can hold their heads high. So can Gilles, so can Come To You Racing. They'll be back for another crack at this next year. But just to make these scenes are going to be played over and over and over again, and deservedly so. And they'll be played back in the mind. That's a beer, isn't it? Blimey. There's a few calories in that. I mean, if he has one of those, just take his car keys off him. He's not driving home after that. That is about a gallon of beer, isn't it?
You might have more than one of those by the end of tonight. I'm hoping we're going to see him a little bit later on this evening, because I think the celebrations, well, don't make any plans for this coming week.
Yeah, if they've got beer glasses that size, I'm off to Manti straight after we finish this commentary. That looks great. You could swim in that, couldn't you? Oh, fantastic. What a story. What a season. It has delivered, and delivered in buckets and spades, and it's been a privilege to be part of it, even if only a small one, and certainly great to just witness and watch all of this. Well done to everybody that made it what it was, all of the drivers, all of the contenders coming into this weekend. They've all been brilliant. There had to be one winner in the end, and it was Arjun Gounon that did it. Stressed us all out. Marco Wittmann made us massively stressed with all of that, because you know, with what, 10 seconds, 12 seconds of that race to go, he wasn't going to win the championship. He wasn't going to win it. He was going to miss out by a point, but he did it. He fought back, chucked it on the grass, won the race, won the championship. We'll get the race podium. We've also got the champions podium to come at the end of final broadcast of the season for the DTM. It is going to be a joyous one. Well done to Maro Engel. Goodness me, did he fight hard to try and win that first title. 15th on the grid, coming through to finish up on the podium. Again, Maro can hold his head high. He couldn't have done any more, could he? Tried his best. Marco Wittmann.
There's the man.
Yeah, Marco Wittmann. That's his 4th second place finish of the year. Oh, so close to a race victory. Of course, he hoped to win the title coming into this weekend as well, didn't he? But there is the man, top step of the podium for the day, for the year. Arjun Gounon, soak it all up, sunshine, because you are the race winner, your biggest ever win, because the one that delivered you the championship. And for the team, as I've already said, what an amazing weekend for Manti. They have been superb, and they have also helped with this race victory. So now time for the national anthem. He almost held it together. Smiles at the start of the anthem, but he's just burst into tears. They are tears of joy. Oh, they got the T-shirts printed. That was brave. DTM Champion 2025. Hacken, his dad there. Wow, looking up with just absolute pride. What a way to win the title. And they're still crying. There'll be more tears, lots more tears to come, but the right kind of tears for Arjun Gounon. So that's the race podium for round 16 of the championship. 16 races. He's won nearly a third of the races this year. 5 wins. But boy, that didn't mean it was an easy way to the championship title, did it? Absolutely far from it. Not even in the top 4 in the championship, top 5 in the championship coming into the weekend. And he's massively turned it around. The trophy's been presented then. There's Maro Engels. And yeah, again, an excellent effort. One of the most experienced drivers out there. And hopefully he's going to come back and have another go next year, because he's knocking on the door, isn't he, Maro Engel? And the team trophy for the final race of the season presented to our representative of Manthey EMA. A great weekend for them as a team. Now they'll all pose for the first set of photos on this race podium. Got the champions celebrations to come as well. A moment to pause and reflect, and then it's about to become chaos once again, because now it's time for the champagne to open, and that's never tasted so good if he even gets to drink any of it, because at the moment, Andrew Nguyen, I think he's partially blinded by champagne in the eye. He's spraying it and waves to the crowd, waves to the team, waves to his family, and a whole nation that has just been on the edge of their seats all the way through the weekend, the season, and especially that last few corners of what was another dramatic race. I didn't think we could get any more dramatic after the Saxon Ring. Then the Red Bull Ring happened, and then this. Incredible.
Just astonishing. I've run out of superlatives, I have to say. I'm just trying to think of how to describe what we've just witnessed. And we had high expectations coming into today. We weren't disappointed, were we?
No, it certainly didn't let us flat, did it? That was incredible. Right, this is how it unfolded. The road to a race win, the road to victory, the road to the championship title for Andrew Nguyen. Dramatic all the way to the end. Let's go back down to Verena.
And I'm here with Maro Engel, who really fought so hard. And I mean, come on, from P15, coming from P15 to 3rd place, that's amazing. You're also the 3rd in the championship. And let's not forget, only 8 points behind the new champion. So you really gave it your all. And all in all, I mean, I can see you smile. So are you happy with it the way it is? I mean, you gave it your all.
Yeah, absolutely. Left it all out there. Gave everything we had. We had amazing pit stops. Amazing thanks to my team. It's such a pleasure to work with them, and obviously today's race was great and was the maximum. Still coming so close and not taking the title is always a little bit painful. Congrats to Anjan and to Porsche. Nonetheless, I think it's been a great motorsport day today. The fans saw an amazing race, and that's what we love DTM for.
And I mean, the atmosphere here was so incredible, and you guys really gave every single fan here the greatest show.
Yeah. I mean, it was of course more fun in the car, but I'm sure I would have enjoyed watching this race from the grandstand as well.
Absolutely. And now, of course, also looking forward to the new year, the new DTM season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, this is now behind us. The focus goes forward. For me, the year isn't quite finished yet. We have another chance for a title next week, so focus on that.
Well, crossing my fingers for that. Thank you so much, Maro, and back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Best of luck to Maro and Luigi next weekend and in Barcelona. Wow, absolutely sensational. And as I said, Maro Engel can hold his head high. So too can the team at Winwood. So too can Lucas Auer and Landgraf. They have just taken this right down to the wire. Emil Frey as well, fantastic season for Jack Aitken. Just too many disappointments, but boy did he fight all the way. He's been another star this season. There have been so many of them, so many great moments as we look back at this epic final race of the season. Let's go back down to Verena.
And I'm here with Marco Wittmann. I mean, what a fight we saw there. That was incredible. In the last round, you managed to overtake. Then Chan got back the position. But I mean, I think you can really say coming from P17 to P2, this was a fantastic last race for you because you really gave it your best and you were just on the fly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my guys gave me an incredible car in the race. We tweaked the balance from quali to race and the car was great. And obviously the last race, the championship was open with so many drivers. It was clear it will be a chaotic race. So I tried to stay out of all the trouble. Probably I did well except the last lap. Yeah, I mean, I would say the last 4 or 5 laps he was faster, so I never were really in distance to go for a dive or for a move. And then the last 2 laps, I was faster, so I closed the gap again. And then I saw the chance for the last lap to make a move, which I did. And I think I did a good move, a fair move. Then his move in the Sachs corner, I think we can discuss. Because at the end I blocked and there was not really room on the inside. Yeah, we can discuss. But anyway, I think a great comeback from P17 to finish off the season with a podium is always nice.
Absolutely, you did a great job, and here are the commentators.
Thanks, Verena. Yeah, Brian, I bet our championship contenders didn't think they'd have to be fighting Marco Wittmann to try and win this title, did they, when he was back in 17th place on the grid?
No, but as you say, you discount Marco Wittmann at your peril, don't you? And his name has been on the trophy in the past, and now a new name is currently being engraved on that mighty team. He still can't believe it, can he? And the emotions are up and down. We've had the tears, now it's the what just happened as we wait for the trophy to be engraved because he is about to receive it.
I think it's going to take until about December before it all sinks in. Wow. And yeah, kind of fitting, as I said, that you have to do it, you have to get past somebody that's done it twice before, the 2014 and 2016 DTM champion, Marco Wittmann. Your champions ceremony, your champions podium, we've just seen in the background the DTM 2025 trophy being engraved with the name Ayhancan Nguyen, and it's about to be presented. The whole team is up there because, lest we forget, it's not just about one driver, it's a massive team effort, and they're all part of this, all the work they do, not just on a race weekend, but just hours and hours and hours getting the cars prepped, fixed, perfected, looking at the data. And look at that, rounded up to 70,000 euros that BWT and the ADAC have raised towards the Race Laps for Africa project, which has been running for a number of years now. We're into six-figure numbers that have been raised over the last few years. It's a great cause, this, to help clarify and clean up water projects in a couple of the hardest hit countries in Africa. So well done for everybody involved in that great initiative.
And thank you to BWT for all of the support they bring to the DTM, and of course making sure that the paddock here is a bottle-free zone, a plastic bottle-free zone.
Right, Thomas Voss, the ADAC Director of Motorsport, has got the most important job of the day now, and that is to deliver that trophy to our champion, our 2025 winner. There he is. Just means everything, doesn't it? Every time it hits him like a sledgehammer over the head that he's won this championship, he breaks down in tears again, because that's what it means. That's the effort that's been put in. Blood, sweat, tears, hard work, ups and downs, many downs, but it's all worth it when you get this moment. And as he said, hopefully you can all get a moment like this at some form in your life, because what joy, pure, pure joy. 3 words left to say to Ayhancan Nguyen: you did it. Brilliant. What an effort. Kisses the trophy. He ain't going to let go of that, is he? And he's in tears again. I've never seen
yes.
a champion as emotional as this, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
He doesn't know whether to laugh or cry, does he? It's probably both at the same time. The champagne shower starts, the smoke rises into the air, the ticker tape flies, and the celebrations start. He's got quite a few months to savour this now before the season recommences in Austria in April. He's got plenty of time to celebrate. Another phenomenal job by Manthey EMA, but a first championship for Ayhancan Nguyen. And I don't think that's going to sink in until probably about 3 weeks' time, I shouldn't think.
How on earth are we going to follow this in 2026? Wow. I mean, it is going to be tough. That has just been an incredible season from the word go, really. 6 unpredictable, dramatic, stressful, brilliant, genius months of racing in the DTM. And that's the outcome. And still the emotion flows through his veins. Imagine the tears of everybody that's watching him at home as well. And he's made them all proud. He's made himself proud. He's done the championship proud as well. The way he's conducted himself, the way he's fought. And you think back to yesterday, I mean, 4 points, nothing, is it, to win the whole season by. It's a few points for qualifying in the top 3. It's 1 or 2 overtakes across the course of the season. Brian, it's been a blast. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your company this year. From Brian Oliver, from me, Chris Hartley, it's been our pleasure. Enjoy the rest of the season. Back down to Verena.
What a phenomenal DTM season 2025. We've got a winner, and it was so well deserved. And I didn't think I'd ever get to see Chan really in loss for words. He was so emotional. We saw so many tears there and so much happiness, so much excitement. So yeah, we made history once again. And now, of course, we're looking forward to a very exciting new season next year, which you do not want to miss. So see you then. See you in 2026. 2026. See you then. Until then, bye-bye.
Champion together. This would